Welcome back to Talkville. You know what this is. This is a rewatch podcast. We are in the 5th season. If you're not watching now, if you just started, congratulations. You're late to the party.
If you're here at this episode, you know what this is.
Yeah.
Then, you don't want to start on this one.
Yeah, if you're starting with Tomb, it was nice talking to you.
It's Tomb late for you.
It's Tomb late. It's Tomb late.
And that is the quality of comedy you came here for.
Yes. Comedy.
It's
here to stay. Let's start with those improvisational intros. Here we go.
And here we go.
And
Yes,
look, got to plug Patron. If you like this podcast, go to Patreon, patreon.com/talkville. Consider it like a streaming device. If you want to give back, we'd appreciate it. Keeps the show going. We're in season 5, and if you want us to keep going, please support us like all these wonderful patrons do. We appreciate it.
It's also one of our favorite parts. We go to these cons. We get to meet people who are patrons. It's always fun to put a name to a call sign, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because we read out these names every episode, and then we see the names. We're like, oh, my gosh. Tommy Z.
Well,
Boston.
and Bryce does a great job of getting some of our patrons on the show to talk to us, too.
Top tier patrons get to be guests on the show. So there's a lot of perks, and I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying this podcast and the Patron and all that. If you didn't get a chance to call into our hotline and leave a question for this episode, make sure you do for future ones. All the information is down there in the show's description. And without further, Tom, again, your movie.
Mafia Wars. Yeah, hopefully you guys can check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's not going to win any Oscars, but it's a fun ride. We shot it in Rome, like literally in Rome, and it was cool because we were on location the whole time. And so no matter what we were doing, if there was even a break in the filming, you just turn around and look at some of the most amazing things you've ever seen. You've recently went to Rome, and you know what I'm talking about. It's eternal, obviously.
It's great. Also, The Talented Farter is my book. It's out there. Tom does a quote on the book. It's a sound book. It's about a kid whose only ability, his only talent is making farts sound like everyday things that he hears. And that's his talent. That's his ability. We all have a talent. And it's called The Talented Farter. It's on Amazon. Pre-order it, please. And write a review. And the book comes out soon. So thank you.
You've never sounded better.
Oh, yeah. My butt never sounded. They're real. They're my farts. Without further ado, let's get into season 5. Also, as you know, talkvillepodcast.com for merch. Inside of you online store for also there's some Smallville merch. You can go to my Instagram, @Michael_Rosenbaum, the link tree, cameos. Tom's on Cameo as well. And you could also see what cons we're going to be at. Let's get into season 5, episode 14, Tomb. Title Tomb. Aired February 9th, 2006. Director Whitney Rancic. He was a nice guy. Second episode of the season. Writer Stephen S. DeKnight.
Mm-hmm.
Guest star Damon Johnson as Michael Westmore. Douglas O'Keefe as Dr. Seidel. Leela Savasta as Gretchen Winters. Chloe's fears of a psychotic break come to life as her friends scramble for answers when she gets possessed by a dead girl seeking vengeance on the serial killer who stuffed her in a wall.
Bryce, did you happen to check, or do you know offhand, who was the director of photography for the last episode and who was this one? Because they're very different.
They are very
I was just curious as I'm
I
looking
can
at
look real quick.
I will say that the doctor, that dude was so creepy. I wanted to see more of him. The psychiatrist who's like, I'm going to treat it aggressively. Dude. That guy was great.
He was creepazoid.
Glenn Winter.
Glenn Winter did this one?
Did Vengeance.
Did Vengeance.
Mm-hmm. And
so this was Barry.
It was Barry.
Yeah.
Is that, did they just cycle? Is that the way it worked?
Every other, yeah.
Wow.
Buried on Leaving. The Great Shower Incident.
Wow.
In 07, I believe. Let's give a play-by-play. Ryan, get us going here.
Great.
Let's get us going here.
All right. The episode opens on a spooky night at the Talon Loft. We've already seen silhouetted Lana and Lois shower scenes, so now we need one with Chloe.
Yes.
Duh. As she rinses off, the lights go out, and we see a creepy figure just outside the shower curtains. She gets a sense that she's not alone, and we got a classic medicine cabinet window jump scare. Classic. Lois rushes in to help her cousin, who is murmuring, "Help me," and exhibiting slit wrists.
Bryce, I don't think you like this episode.
I didn't hate it. Like, I don't think it's a bad episode. It's just some of the like character centric episodes, like, oh, we'll give Chloe an episode. Some of them just don't like play into the season and the story.
It's kind
one
of like,
of the
oh, nothing really happens here. Chloe gets rushed to Kent Medical, and Clark shows up in time to meet with turtleneck-wearing psychiatrist. Lois expresses guilt for not helping her cousin before it got to this point, and then unknowingly lies when questioned about familial mental illness. Clark goes to speak with Chloe and isn't sure if she really doesn't remember what happened or is just playing dumb. After an offhanded quip about her goodbye note, he decides to write it off.
Well, I made a mistake as I'm watching this at the same time that I referenced in our last podcast a scene that wasn't in that episode, but is in this episode, which is Lionel showing up into the kitchen. So my bad, fans. Sorry.
I think the real crime was of fashion in this episode.
Was what?
Just the turtleneck guy. I was like,
what
is this?
Yeah, he was great,
Hey,
though.
people wear turtlenecks. What's
but he
wrong with
didn't do it.
I'm
But
going
he
to
didn't-
bring back the TN.
He didn't do it. The TN?
Turtleneck.
It's too hot, though. Like a turtleneck and a jacket, I'd be burning up.
Maybe it's cold in Smallville. They keep hospitals cold.
And that's why he's doing it, because he's a fashionista, because he's a little chilly.
He's in vogue, dude.
He's in vogue and a little chilly.
It's his Freud look.
All right, enough with the turtleneck psychiatry.
The next day on the farm, Martha is drowning with bills on the kitchen counter. Lionel pays a visit and offers to support by relating to her being a widow before promptly leaving. Back in the ER, Chloe wakes up to the same chance of help me that spooked her before. She goes to the bathroom and sees the same dead girl until Lana taps her on the shoulder and snaps her out of it. Lana then gets a front row seat to her friend's psychotic break before being sedated.
I don't
You know what,
wanna
though?
be dated in a pets. No, that's the wrong song.
Can you imagine your friend being in a situation, though, like the type of compassion or denial that you would have? Like if Michael right now just stood up and was like, behind the wall, and Brian has to break the wall open to find the skeleton. Like, it is pretty creepy.
If someone you know was always normal for the most part and didn't have any episodes and you didn't see anything crazy, and then this one time they said you have to open the wall, you have to trust me, you kind of want to go, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's get this wall open.
Yeah.
Right?
He's the only guy who can do it. I don't know why he had to go through the glass, too. It seems like that was a little bit more painful than it needed to be.
Not for
Over
Clark.
at Luther Mansion, Lex is making menacing phone calls when his team to track down Milton Fine. He gets interrupted by Lana, who seemingly has nobody left that she can trust in this town. Luckily, Lex has had his fair share of psychotic breaks and offers his support in getting Chloe the best electroshock therapy this side of the Mississippi. Lex goes to visit Chloe and runs into his former bestie. Clark gets enraged. Sorry, we don't want to have him be engaged. Clark gets enraged and defensive when Lex explains his plans to transfer to Belle Reve, but Lex is steadfast with Lana in his corner now. Clark completely understands and decides to let Lex take her to the asylum. Just kidding. He kidnaps a crazy hospital patient and brings her to the coffee shop apartment. While in the loft, Lois is in full support of the Belle Reve tough love, while Clark is hesitant to let Lex take her to the loony bin. A lot going on here. Lex, Lana, that was an interesting scene. Lana goes to Lex, and Lex loves this. Lex loves it because, okay, I guess she's forgotten about my drunk thing, and she's forgiven me, and now she's asking me for a favor, so, this is good. I'm giving her a favor, so this is going to help my case. So there's always a game. There's always something. There's always different things. There's things going on, man.
Chloe becomes coherent and begins speaking with Clark. She tries telling him that she's not crazy and then immediately starts hearing Nazgul types of voices.
What's that mean?
It's Harry Potter, right, boys?
Nah, it's Lord of the Rings.
Damn it. Other thing.
Nazgul. Nerds.
I was thinking Dementors.
Nerds.
Jesus. She sees the same dead girl from before and pleads for Clark to use his X-ray vision. He agrees to the outrageous request and immediately punches a hole through the wall and the glass, exposing a decomposed skeleton with a kryptonite bracelet.
Didn't Lana already have a creepy girl from her past, or a ghost?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, yeah.
We already did this.
Emily Dinsmore, whatever those.
Emily Dinsmore died, remember? And she
Yeah.
but it was like, oh gosh, now we're going to give the same storyline pretty much to Chloe. I mean, it's different, but continue
It's a
on.
TV show.
We got a lot. There's a lot of ghosts in Smallville.
All right,
It's an old ass town. A lot of people have died.
Little shout out, non sequitur. Hey, go see Beetlejuice. We got to support Alan Miles, our friends who created the new Beetlejuice. So go see that and rock on. Talkville is brought to you by Factor. You know, a lot of times we talk about things that we use, and Factor is one of them. And we choose products and choose companies that we really not only respect, but use and think you will use and respect as well. You know, sweater weather pairs perfectly with savory fall foods. But with your busy schedule, sometimes it's hard to eat the way you'd like to. And that's where Factor comes in. Their chefs do the shopping and the chopping to bring you fresh, never frozen, fully cooked meals right to your doorstep. All you have to do is heat and eat. All their meals are dietitian approved, so you know you're getting the nutrition you need along with the fall flavors you crave. You know, I don't want to go shopping and then spend a bunch of money, and then most of the food rots in my refrigerator, and the time and preparation to cook, Tom, or using delivery services for food and spending so much money. Factor is just so inexpensive, especially for the quality of meals you get.
It's not like when you sign up to Factor, you're never going to make your own food again for yourself. Like you can literally have 2 days a week of food, 3 days a week of food. You know, those Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatnot. You can figure this out for your delivery where it just takes the edge off. I mean, that's how I've used it.
What you're saying is you could cook some meals every week, but sometimes you don't have the time, and you have these meals ready when you don't have the time. That's what's great about them. Look, when it comes to meals, everyone wants the same thing, options. That's why Factor offers 35 wholesome meals every week, including Gourmet Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan, and Veggie, so you always have something you love that suits your lifestyle. And you know, Tom, we always talk about it, but people are always trying to be better with their diet or start something good or start a good routine. This is a perfect way to start a healthier routine. Yeah. And, you know, the foods are a lot better. I mean, they're amazing, but it's like than what I'm preparing, than what I'm doing. I don't get all the nutrients and these meals have.
I would rather have Factor foods than have you cook for me. That's for sure.
Thank you very much. So head to factormeals.com/talkville50 and use code talkville50 to get 50% off your first month and 20% off your next month. That's code talkville50 at factormeals.com/talkville50 to get 50% off your first month plus 20% off the next. Talkville is brought to you by Policy Genius. We talk about this all the time and how important having life insurance is.
Gotta have it.
You just got to have it, especially if you have a family. It's like we put a lot of time we spend with our loved ones. Extend that care, comfort, and peace of mind to what happens when you're gone. 41% of people don't have the life insurance coverage they need. Policy Genius makes finding and buying life insurance a breeze.
Rosie, it's so important to me, you know, thinking about my family and what, God forbid, what happens to me, that they're going to be secure, gives me, you know, allows me to sleep at night. I have a friend of mine who doesn't or didn't have life insurance. And man, I looked at him like he was a crazy person. And turns out he looked at Policy Genius and he found something. So it worked out.
With Policy Genius, you can find the life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical exams. It's pretty incredible that, you know, a lot of people, and, you know, I understand, you know, they don't have life insurance, but, you know, it's so important. And I think if you're going to get it, you've got to use Policy Genius because they compare quotes from America's top insurers side by side for free with no hidden fees. Their licensed support team helps you get what you need fast so you can get on with your life, and they answer questions, handle paperwork, and advocate for you throughout the process.
Life insurance is a form of financial planning, and Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace.
Even if you already have life insurance through work, it may not protect all your family's needs or follow you if you leave the job. Join thousands of happy Policy Genius customers who have left 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Save time and money on providing a financial safety net for your family. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com. policygenius.com.
Cluey tries grave robbing the jewelry for some reason and begins receiving some sort of burst of energy over her. Lois walks into the commotion and we see that the dead girl has possessed Cluey. Later that night, dead girl Chloe and Clark try putting the pieces together on what's going on. Chloe begins to exhibit strange new tics and mannerisms while telling Clark they need to make the man who did this suffer. While dead girl Chloe admires her stun gun license, Lois tells Clark that the girl is Gretchen Winters and is likely one of many bodies from some sort of serial killer.
Wait, is this the moment where Lois sees the body in the wall? That is the same reaction as Pete.
Holy crap.
What is it with people in Smallville seeing dead bodies and responding with such
Nonchalance.
Damn, who's that? Holy crap. Whoa. Jeez.
Holy moly.
Gretchen Chloe heads to her dorm at MetU and wakes up Lana with the sound of a stun gun. Lana is confused with Chloe acting strange and not being in Belle Reve, but she leaves before she can get to the third degree. On her way out, Chloe bumps into Lex Luthor, who is going to visit Lana alone in her dorm.
Yeah.
Lex, you perv. Lex tells her that he knows crazy, and she's just acting crazy. But before Lex can apprehend her, Chloe stuns him in the gut.
Jeez. It's abusive.
Why would she do that? How many times have I been stunned, beaten, bashed?
This might be the first stun.
Was this the first stun? Lex was stunned for the first time? I'm
Been
stunned.
shot twice this season.
I'm stunned.
Huh.
As Lois is saging the town apartment from any Evil Dead girl vibes, she gets a visit from Michael, the orderly nurse from earlier in the episode. This greasy, you say greasy?
I say greasy.
This greasy Norman Bates type asks about her missing cousin, and we learn that his father used to own the Talon, allowing the perfect opportunity for him to play John Wayne Gacy inside of it. Before Lois can call the sheriff on this serial killer, she gets chloroformed and knocked unconscious. I thought that was like a dark scene. That
was really dark.
That was really creepy, and he was creepy. He's kind of creepy look to him. That scene bothered me.
It did. It's I think
it was aggressive.
As a woman living alone, the last thing you want is a creepy guy coming in and then like that. It's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And he comes back in chloroform. That's a thing we haven't really seen a lot.
We haven't seen a lot of that.
Recently.
And that's you get into dark stuff. I watch a lot of those crime shows, man.
A lot of chloroform.
When they say chloroform, you know he's up to no good.
It's only when he says chloroform, though.
Oh yeah.
Do these character-driven episodes get like negotiated in contracts or anything? Like,
no, nothing.
It's
You
just
have
the
nothing
right
to do. You have nothing
we
to
should
say.
give Chloe an episode because we haven't, and the fans might like
No.
it. So they do.
Sometimes a actor will ask the creators, like, "Hey, can I have more of some substance, something to do, a story around me?" And sometimes they'll explore characters that they haven't really delved into, and
It's just them throwing a bone, basically.
sometimes throwing a bone, but sometimes going, "Hey, let's build her character and see that she has some stuff going on," or just to give a little more subtext. And because like look at Lex. I mean, he's got subtext to fill the whole show. I mean, his past and all these relationships and his relation. So it's interesting. So they're doing it a little late. I mean, they should have.
And like theoretically, like then if that episode performs well, would the studios like push for more of that? Essentially,
yeah. If an episode does well, but Lexmas, I'm sure did well, and Onyx, and
because I think Al was saying that about season 1 with Eric Johnson, like his character. I think they tried giving him a couple episodes and they underperformed, and then like.
Yeah, I guess people didn't really
no one
care.
wants to see.
I think he was sort of he was great, but he was a secondary character. He was just there to provide sort of, storylines for the bigger, like for Lana.
He was main title cast though.
He was, but I think that they realized that, it wasn't, we didn't need that character, but they could have done something with him. He could have changed.
Right.
He could have been part of the group. He could have, had more. They could have done something with him, but they chose not to. They chose to veer away from that and get rid of his character, as they did with Pete Ross, who had more of a story. But they tried, but then they ended up saying, "Hey, we don't need these characters. Let's stick to the main characters and bring in guest stars. Probably to save money knowing these guys." It's always about saving a buck,
Mm-hmm. Gretchen Chloe leaves Met You and heads to Michael's house, drenched in rain. She immediately breaks down and accuses Michael of the monster he is, recounting the murder. Michael goes to chokeslam her, so Chloe stuns him and begins beating him with a candlestick. Mid-beating...
Chloe with a candlestick in the den? Sorry, Chloe reference. Cluey reference. Cluey. Ah, stupid.
Why doesn't everyone in Smallville carry a stun gun?
Mid-beating, Chloe hears Lois from the basement. She rushes to the rescue and finds her cousin tied up. Before Chloe can untie Lois, she catches a right hook. Gretchen Chloe wakes up to a creepy monologue from the evil nurse. He exposes Chloe's psych ward mom and shares his father's kryptonite jewelry hobby. Chloe responds to this sweet story by spitting in Michael's face, causing him to grab a knife and coerce Lois into cutting herself, or else Chloe gets shot.
Damn.
Jesus.
This episode's dark. Damn. It is kind of dark. Chloe.
What the crap?
Chloe. No, she doesn't say that. She says, holy cow. Right?
You said, holy crap.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Clark does some investigative journalism of his own to track down Michael and super speeds to his house to save his friends from the Night Stalker. Before he can assess the situation, however, Lois takes the knife and throws it into Michael's freaking chest, man. He responds by knocking her out conveniently and then lunging at her in revenge. Clark uses heat vision to take out the knife man, but gets weakened by the gaudy jewelry. Before Clark gets turned into the Black Dahlia, Chloe pulls on Mikey's heartstrings and distracts him long enough to allow her to swap bodies via the kryptonite bracelet, of course. Once in his body, Gretchen then turns the knife on him, herself, and commits Michael's last and final murder.
Whoa.
Oh.
Now say red, blue, blur 5 times.
Red, blue, blur. Red, blue, blur.
I kind of wanted Chloe to be like, who needs a nurse now?
Yeah, she needed like a badass line. Lois and Clark snap out of it and are somewhat confused as Chloe is still tied up. But hey, the bad guy is dead, so we can wrap things up now. Let's move on. The next day on the Kent farm, Clark is doing some chores and is greeted by Lana, the heartbreaker. They go tit for tat with secrets being held and decide to end the conversation without any compromise or apology. Clark heads inside to talk with his mother and urges her to take Jonathan's state Senate seat. Martha says she never wants to disappoint a Kent boy and obliges.
Wow.
We all already said we would vote for Martha.
Vote for Martha.
We all
Kent.
already said that.
VMK.
Chloe shares her hit piece on the Hitman with Clark inside the Daily Planet and questions why Gretchen would have chosen her as the vessel for this. She then begins to share what happened with her mother's psychotic break, and Clark urges her to make peace with her while she still can.
You know, it just always amazes me. And I think it's great. You know, I always say this, that we shoot all the scenes in the same location at the same time, and we don't shoot in episodic order of the scenes, right? And so look at all the things we did in the Daily Planet here, and we have to have that conversation. I just thought we did a great job for that.
Overcoming her fears, Chloe heads to her mother's facility and embraces her emotionally to end the episode.
You know, I'm all about, you know, talking about mental health, and it was a really nice moment at the end. It's sad, and it's like, you know, she loves her mother and her mother's not really there, and that's really hard to deal with. And so it's moments like that I get, but getting there was sort of all over the place. And Ryan dropped his pen
again.
And he's really frustrated because he has to make an effort.
It's the second time in this episode.
That's always the thing, an effort. Now, the older you get, the efforts. It's like, I dropped the pen. It's not that you drop the pen, it's that you have to get it.
Got it.
It's not that you just ate something. You have to bring your dishes to the sink and clean them. It's like everything.
Not if you have Factor.
Better get Factor meals. Closing thoughts, Chloe thoughts. The Chloe mental insanity storyline is carried on from earlier seasons. I think it's pretty cool how they continue calling back to it and interweaving it into episodes. What do you think about the storyline? So are we just saying that Chloe has a history and a bloodline of mental illness?
No, I was going to say, yeah, that's been something throughout the series for sure.
She's always been afraid that she might go crazy.
And that's, you know, that's a really profound thing to navigate, that kind of storyline. And it's very powerful. I don't think it's been done the right way. exactly, but because, a lot of people have mental illness in their family and, manic depression and all these things. And, they're like, am I going to, it's genetic. A lot of it's genetic, not all of it, but a lot of it. And you constantly worry, like, is this going to happen to me? Am I going to lose my sanity? Am I going to be, and it's very sad. And it's very, it's just uncertainty. It's the uncertainty that scares you.
I've seen it with family members. I have a close friend of mine who we both know, whose mom is going through, she's starting to forget things and not really sure what's going on. And she's really scared. And man, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough.
Are Lana and Clark actually still together? That's what I was wondering. I was like, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like they've said everything other than we're not together. So that hasn't been written in blood, but it's
well, she hasn't had like these last 2 episodes. She hasn't really had
the time
much to do.
Oh, Lana,
and so she's just kind of there, and I think she needs her scenes, so they're like kind of thrown in.
How? Yeah, Bryce.
I was gonna say, they don't go on any dates or anything.
No, they're not. They're not sleeping together. Obviously,
they're not hanging out in the couch in the loft.
How long until Lionel and Martha are an item? I hope that never happens. I don't know if it happens, but I hope it never happens, because Jonathan Kent would roll over in his grave. I think that would be the worst. I mean, I think Jonathan Kent would rather Martha sleep with that turtleneck guy than Lionel Luthor. Was that too much? Did I go over the line? I go over the line.
It's so funny. I didn't
wonder if they did.
Yeah. Interesting things of note. Chloe states her mother left when she was 12, but in Lineage, she told Clark her mother left when she was 5.
What?
This was later clarified in Smallville, the visual guide. Her mother left when she was 5, but had been institutionalized since she was 12. Talkville is brought to you by AG1. I don't know how many patrons came up to me and were like, I love AG1. I use AG1. This is why I hate taking vitamins in the morning, all these pills in the morning, and probiotics in the morning. And I have it all with AG1. A glass of water mixed in with a scoop of AG1, and I have all I need. Minerals, vitamins, pre and probiotics, adaptogens, and more. And that's why Tom and I have been drinking AG1 for years. AG1 helps me build a healthy morning routine in just 60 seconds. Start a healthy routine now with AG1.
The funny thing is, folks, Michael's actually 87 years old, but because he takes AG1, he looks great. No, I'm kidding. But I will say this. I'm going to go to Stockholm, Sweden next week. And when I think about what I'm going to bring, it's like noise-canceling headphones, passport, that kind of thing. Literally, in my mind, it's AG1 because I know it's going to help me, especially when I'm traveling. So guys, if you haven't tried it, please, we believe in it. So check it out.
When I drink my AG1 first in the morning, I feel like I don't even need coffee. It gives me energy and no caffeine crash like coffee gives me. I also know that I'm giving my body the nutrient support it needs to power through the day. AG1 contains prebiotics, probiotics, gut-supporting ingredients to help support your digestion, help reduce bloating, and help keep you regular. AG1's research study says 80% of participants noticed less gas and bloating after 30 days of drinking AG1. And folks, I need that.
AG1 has all non-GMO ingredients and contains no added sugar.
AG1 helps fill nutrient gaps and supports your gut for healthy digestion. So start with AG1 and notice the difference for yourself. It's a great first step to investing in your health, and that's why we've been a proud partner for so long. Try AG1 and get a free bottle of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/talkville. That's drinkag1.com/talkville. That's a $48 value for free if you go to drinkag1.com/talkville. Check it out. Think of a time recently when you didn't feel like you could be your full self, like you were hiding behind a mask. October is the season for wearing masks and costumes, but some of us feel like we wear a mask and hide more often than we want to, at work, in social settings, around our family. Therapy can help you learn to accept all parts of yourself so you can take off the mask, because masks should be for Halloween fun, not for our emotions. Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who experience major trauma. It's for everyone. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. And I think a lot of people are afraid to use it because they're like, what if I don't like my therapist? It's going to be weird. It's not. You could change your therapist like that. Visit betterhelp.com/talkville today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/talkville. Time for the hotline. Let's do it. Who's ready for the hotline? I am. Let's go to the patron privilege, patreon.com/talkville. And we're going to go to Shannon Fofanin.
By the way, now we know that Lana's a liar. So that's half a bomb decrease.
Lana, you just ruined the episode. Here we go.
Hey, Rosie, Tom, and Ryan. This is Shannon Fofanin calling about the episode 2. Lana goes to Lex to ask for help with Cluey, and he really goes out of his way, especially when she goes missing from the hospital. Do you think he was trying to gain favor with Lana, or do you think he was helping in order to get Cluey into Belle Reve to find out everything she knows about Clark? Thanks, guys.
I don't think he would have helped if it was anybody else. He might have helped if it was Clark, but definitely helping out because it was Lana that had a lot to do with it. Join me, Lucas.
Hi, this is Lucas from Indy, and this is for Season 5, Episode 14, Tomb. I always like when Smallville taps into a bit of a horror tone. My question is, if you could make a hypothetical Smallville episode in the style of a classic horror movie, what movie would it be, and which character would survive the longest, the quote-unquote final girl? Thanks.
Oh, Michael.
The final girl would be Lana, of course.
Uh-huh.
And it would be probably... See, the thing is, Clark can stop anybody. So if it's a Jason character or a Michael Myers, it's just like, but they don't die, so I don't know what the hell. The episode would never end.
Well, Michael Myers has a kryptonite necklace, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
A kryptonite machete.
I think it'd be cool if it was kind of like a creepy...
I think like Swamp Thing.
It'd be something where everyone's kidnapped and they're dying one by one in this killer, and Clark has to figure out, Clark's got kryptonite around him, so someone else has to be the hero.
Turns out Clark's behind it all.
Oh, God.
Like a Stranger style thing?
Darkville. And by the way, guys, we didn't have a patron on this episode because there was a scheduling conflict with them, but we'll be sure to have one next episode. So don't think we've stopped that because we love having the patrons on. Patreon.com/talkville. Here's Amerigo.
Well,
hey, patron Amerigo Garcia from Medgar, Texas. I just wanted to give this PSA saying, please don't take showers or use a hot tub during a thunderstorm. You could get electrocuted that way. That was not a wise thing for Cluey or Lois to do. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you,
funny.
Amerigo.
And I thought that's funny. And I was thinking that could be a t-shirt, but I don't want people walking around with the t-shirt that says don't take showers.
Yeah, I know some of those people already.
During thunderstorms.
This is John.
Hey, Michael and Tom. This is John from Yorktown, New York. I'm calling for Season 5, Episode 14, Tomb. My question for both of you guys. Guys, when an actor is doing like a shower scene, are they just like wearing a bathing suit, or like what's kind of like the movie trick behind it? Because obviously they're not naked. Thanks, guys.
A lot of times they'll have doubles, like somebody.
Depends on the actor.
Depends on their, they'd have somebody else do the shower scene behind the curtain so you don't see them. And then sometimes they'll wear like, maybe they will be naked because nobody sees behind there. They just see the front. But I don't know. I've never done a shower scene, nor does anyone want to see me do one. Here's Kate. Kate.
Except Barry.
Barry doesn't leave. We shower together. TMI.
Hi, Jade calling from Los Angeles. In this season, I always assumed it leaned into the horror element because the genre had become popular again with the remakes of the time, or because it fit with the theme of Clark entering into adulthood without the guidance of his father. But in another rewatch podcast on the same network, the actors talked about their 2006 season featuring violence and over-sexualization of their female characters because their ratings, especially male viewership, increased. whether you guys could confirm if it was one or none of these things. Do you think leading into those horror elements help with the overall arc of the season?
I have no idea. I don't know any of that. I mean, violence to increase male viewership. That's
Dark.
That's dark. I don't even want to respond to that. I have no idea. Cat Daddy.
I mean, I was just listening to a podcast on Woodstock 99 and they just delved into that. So it seems to be like
it's dark.
It's
hey,
dark.
This is Cat
It's
Daddy
bad.
calling from Durham, North Carolina.
Cat Daddy.
So this guy, this Norman Bates dude, very entertaining. I actually laughed quite a bit during this episode. I'm not
It's
sure
a
even by
comedy.
the end of the episode if I really knew what his powers were. And I just had a question. So the ending felt really anticlimactic. We don't actually see the body. And so my question is, would there be a reason, like on cable television or on like particular network that this show was on, why they would not be able to show a dead body if they've shown like too much blood already or something?
They've already
I'm just
showed
curious
dead
if there'd be
bodies.
some reason or parameter as to why they would have done
I don't know.
that
They've
way.
showed a lot of dead
Thanks so
bodies,
much. Love
Cat
the show. Love
Daddy.
y'all. Bye.
You do see his dead body
Yeah.
at the end.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well, if you
it's just
do.
on the floor.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Cat Daddy. I understand what you're saying, but I think Smallville always shows that stuff.
There's something, I think it's called practice and standards or something about rating and how much blood, and the producers are supposed to be aware of it. I remember that Beeman, like the makeup artists, when people would have blood on them, they put blood and they go, "What do you think?" And Beeman would always be like, more, and they're like, "We're gonna get in trouble." He's like, "I don't care, more blood."
Scott.
Hey guys, Scott from Bangor, Maine. A kryptonite brace on someone in the wall? Come on. I'll suspend disbelief on that, I guess. And when the guy comes to Lois is looking for Chloe and leaves, they don't have locks on the doors in Smallville? Come on, guys. Keep it up the good
I
work.
love Scott. He was on last episode. Scott, we're hanging out. Scott's keeping it real, bro. He's keeping it real, and you guys are jealous of keeping it real.
Sending
That's
bangers
right.
from
How
Bangor.
did Clark not know or feel that every time he went in there?
Oh, you got to suspend disbelief like crazy. Here's a tech.
Should we gift Scott some suspenders of disbelief?
I think we should
Yes.
make him his own T-shirt. Scott knows. Christopher, we're making a large departure this season away from high school melodrama and into serious issues of death, family, and later addiction. What are your thoughts on this season, and do you remember how you felt while shooting as the episodes were moving into this direction?
I wasn't tracking it.
I think if you look at episodes, there's always dark stuff going on in the episodes and weird stuff. This season might be a little darker than most, but I don't think that dramatically. Rosenbaum rating system. We're going to start out with our favorite
Rosenbaum rating.
Ryan Thames. Be honest.
Oh, okay.
Half a rose,
Half a rose.
from Ryan Tejas.
Yep.
Thomas Welling.
Here.
A heater. And Rosenbaum. I'm going to give it a bomb.
Mine.
I think this was a bomb. I think this was an absolute, no question about it, bomb. Didn't push the story along hardly at all. A lot of stuff that didn't make sense. Holy crap. Add it up, guys. Bomb.
Now, but by the way, Clark now has to walk around using his X-ray vision to see how many skeletons are around. He's like on CSI now.
Holy crap. That alone.
Wait, when Lana was living in that loft
Yeah.
and Clark would visit her sometimes, he would probably have to go to the bathroom sometimes. And he just never sensed the kryptonite bracelet that was in the wall the whole time?
We've never seen Clark go to the bathroom in the history of this show.
It's super speed.
Kryptonians don't piss or poop.
No, it's super speed.
Super pee?
Super
I wonder
pee?
if your pee comes out like really dangerously fast.
Whoa.
Yeah, like you could piss off things. Like you could just like your pee just like if you got a venereal disease, you'd like burn down the toilet.
The turlet?
The turlet. Death and save count. 1
Death and
dead.
save
Michael
count.
kills Michael. 2 saved. Clark saves Lois. Chloe saves Clark. Through 14 episodes, 28 dead, 28 saved. Series 164 dead, 175 saved. Ryan's favorite scene.
Good luck.
I mean, all right.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on.
We got the spooky cold open. That's one.
I don't remember it.
Well, it's just where we find there's a ghost.
Yeah, that's right.
Scene 2, we kill the bad guy.
Okay,
ghost.
that was kind of intense.
And scene 3, Chloe and her mom.
I'm gonna go with Chloe and her mom. 3. Tom.
Me too. Me as
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only thing that is anything in this episode. Yeah, we came out of some good episodes, and then these last two, to me, just kind of missed the mark. They just farted. It was just a fart. It was just like, the first one was less of a fart. It was more like a, but this last one was.
You should write a book about this.
Yeah, I should write a movie review book based on a fart sound. Like this movie I saw the other night. It was called The Demon Order or something. Or something. I forgot what it's called. So bad I forgot. But that would have been just terrible. We watch so many horrible horror movies, and Rotten Tomatoes again sucks because they ruin it.
What's the percentage of horror movies that are good? 2%? 3%?
I would say 10%, 5%, 10%. 5%? 5% probably.
I wouldn't know. I don't.
Out of every 10, there's maybe one or two that I go, okay, all right. That's it for the episode. Stick around next week as we see a live action debut with season 5, episode 15, Cyborg. Let's take the discussion online. Let us know your thoughts on the episode over on our socials at Talkville Podcast or Talkville Pod. Show us your support, please, by supporting us at patreon.com/Talkville. And if you want more information like merch from the show or our hotline number, you can find all that in the description. Look, we're not going to always have great episodes. We had some laughs here. There were some moments of laughter, some enjoyment. And, and maybe I usually watch it on the big screen downstairs, the episode. And this I watched on the laptop. And I think that, it still would have been very bad. But it would have been, it's always better to watch it on the big screen. I should start doing that more. Give it the benefit of the doubt. What do you watch it on, Ryan?
On my television with my not ad-free Hulu account.
Oh, God, that's worse, bro.
So, yeah, every couple of minutes.
Tom, how do you watch it?
Got to watch an ad for Rinvoke or something.
Hulu?
I watch it on. I actually purchase the seasons, download them, and watch them on my iPad.
There you
go. You could just go to Hulu.com and watch on your iPad for free.
I don't think I have a Hulu account, and I like the knowing that it's downloaded and I have it, and I can watch it on a plane. I can watch it here.
True.
If my internet goes down like it did today, I can still watch it. So that's just my comfort level.
All right, Tom, why don't you give us Remember, folks?
Remember, folks, always hold on to Smallville.
We'll see you next week. And we can't do this show without our top tier patrons or our patrons in general, but our top tiers really give back, and we want to read out their names. So, Tommy, let's do this. Patreon.com/Talkville. Leanne P, Raj C, Santiago M, ThomasTomTurner, Shane W, Sophie M, BetsyD, Abhi P, Rae H, KarenApple M, 99 more, Leilani N, Brett G, always hold on to Smallville, Estevan G, Charlie T.
I just wanted to say a quick thing that not only can we can't do this without our patrons, but we can't do this without Bryce.
Oh, yeah.
We can't do this without Ryan, and I can't do this without you, Michael. So just really quick. So
thanks, Tom.
Charlie T, thank you. We just saw you. Always great seeing you. Garrett W, Bob K, Kyle H, Tom N, Jason W, Osama A, who we just saw.
Lana rhymes with banana. W, Nancy D, Brian G, YVRGrips, Amanda R, Teddy127, Michael P, Ryan R, Jordan M, Randy B, Craig G, Jarrell, Heather, and Greg. Love them.
Love them.
I made Talkville say butts.
I saw Greg the other day at a con without Heather, and it was weird.
But she was there. He was just getting.
I know, but it was weird. I'm like, Greg's not complete without Heather.
I know. They need each other. Yes.
Yeah, I made Talkville say butts. We met him. Ryan H, Eric K, Kristen B, Jeff, and Nan Weber. Are you new?
I think they might be.
Darth Achilles, Finky, Early is on time. Miss Clark, Kent, damn, who's that? Jeanette E, Deadvid, General Zod, Theodore, Jim and J, Doug R, Carlos C, Tommy Z Boston, we just saw him, Kim the Limerick guy, Corey L, Mr. Home Arcade, Claire M, D Brown, Karen Ear M, Jules M, Eldon Supremo, just saw him, Leslie V.
Old Leslie V. Brian P. McBurts. Saw McBurts. Ginger Moose. Christoph S. Michelle M. Amanda Lynn. Jessica B. Michael Knight Rider. Michael Kane Doesn't Blink. Saw him. Hello. Sebastian F. Wolfie was there. Matthew and Lincoln B. Breyer. Charlene A. Marion Louise L. C. Geo. Cindy C. Nikki Shannon. Faux Fannin.
Tina E. Matt Maverick. Get it? Jen T. Just saw her. Randy S. Cassie B. By the way, Chicago next year. Smallville Con. We're going to do it. We just This is going to air later, but we just did a Smallville only event, so we're going to continue.
It was
to do that.
amazing. So hopefully it will be even bigger.
Cassie B, Brad A, Felicia R, I like to call her Felisa, and she doesn't like that. Danny Mo Mirabel, JS, Mary K, Rachel D, Steve, and Nate Danger.
When you're rich, you aren't crazy or eccentric. Rosenbaum for Sammy Sharman, Carrie Ann, the Alexander Castle, Daryl E, Jenny B76, Anna B, Monica T, Jeffrey K, Pip Kenobi, Katja C, previously on Smallville, Keith B, Cookie K, the patron saint of Smallville, Libertaria, Danny Z from Cleveland, Biagio C, Cal L, 38, Felicia B, the Salty Ham, Murphy C, David L.
Madison H, Mika J, Kelowna A, Zeb R, The Wicked Stepdads, my pups, Lex, Shelby, Kara. Cool. Natalia, Dr. Jace EA. Thanks for making this so easy, guys, with your handles. This is great.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Jace always does that to us.
The phrase that pays, Dr. G and Dr. T. That's a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Krypton Knight, Brandon C, and Ned L.
Flirtatious B, Per 6, Kurgan K, Naman L, Smallville for Life, Bobby B, Bryce R, Reese S, Kara C, Pico Delgado, Kai W, J Burke, Kendrick F, Lindsay and Brooke, CC Storm, Stacy L, Ashley M, Go Gazal, Melanie P, Starla left you speechless in Portland. We love you. Couldn't do this without you. And we'll see you next week.